Hi, this is Pat Dinkins Green of Sampson Properties, and I'm here to talk to you for a brief moment about the real estate home buying process. It involves more than just the realtor, the buyer, and the seller, and the other agent. It involves the loan officer, the home inspector, the appraiser, the underwriter. So many more people it involves. So, the first thing you need to do when you start to consider buying a home is ask yourself, what's my why? It's so important for you to know what is your reason for starting to buy a home. I had one client, we got almost a settlement, and then she decided she wasn't ready to buy a home. I had fought tooth and nail to get her transaction through, but then at the last minute, she decided not to do it. So it's important for you to ask yourself, am I ready and prepared to buy a home? Contact a loan officer so you can get that pre-approval, because as you start looking, you want to make sure that you know how much buying power you have. Nothing worse than an agent taking a client out and to look at a home, and then we find out that they can't qualify for it. And not only that, the buyer gets all upset because they've fallen in love with a home that they are unable to purchase. So to avoid all that disappointment, please contact your loan officer and get that pre-approval. And also, it helps to make things go faster too. So once you get your pre-approval from your loan officer, you contact your friendly agent, me, Patricia Dinkins of Sampson Properties, and I go through your needs and your desires and all that once so we can know which direction and to help me to better be able to find you that perfect home. So we go out after we look at the needs and the desires, and we really focus on more so the needs than anything else. So we go out and look at a home. And say, for instance, while we're out looking at a home, I always advise people take your emotions out of it. And, buying a home is a very scary and emotional time for the buyer. But if you see a home that you really love, and say, for instance, you don't like the color of the paint, or you don't like the carpet, or the way the cabinets look, if that's the only thing, and you like the rest of the house, those things can be changed. Matter of fact, it might even be better because you can make it your own. So take that into consideration as you're out looking at homes. So we found a home that you like. So I submit the offer to the listing agent. We notify the loan officer, let him know that we have found a home. And then once the contract is ratified, ratification means that all parties agree to the terms of the contract. And keep in mind, the contract is between the buyer and the seller, not the real estate agent. We're acting as negotiators, mediators. We're just basically making sure that everything, like I said, from the loan officer to settlement, title company, I forgot to mention that they're part of this transaction as well. Make sure that everything runs smoothly. So once we have a ratified contract, notify the loan officer. The loan officer then gets everything started. He calls the appraiser. The appraiser has to come out and make sure that the house is worth what you're offering to pay for it. I'm shaking the camera because I'm nodding my head, which I shouldn't be doing. Um, then also, I have to contact the home inspector. It's so important for you to get a home inspection. That way, you know exactly the ins and outs of the house. Now, there have been people who have asked me, well, buyers who've asked me, should I be at the home inspection? And my question or my statement is, you're the one that's buying the house. You want to know the ins and outs, what's wrong with the house. You want to be there when that home inspector is there, because he'll tell you not only what's wrong, but he'll give you some hints of maybe some things that may be about to break or maybe have 5 years left. So that's so important for you to be present at the home inspection. So we have 7 days to get that done. So like I say, once we get that ratification of that contract, the clock starts ticking so quickly. So then we've got that done. Say possibly there's something wrong that you want fixed. I have to go back and notify the listing agent so he can let the seller know that there's some things you, the buyer, want to fix. Now they can either choose to fix it or not, and then it's up to you to decide that whether or not you want to go along with what they countered with us as far as the home inspection repairs go. So it's a back and forth type of thing, but it's well worth it. You are so much better off being a homeowner than a renter. Matter of fact, as a renter, you're paying someone else's mortgage. Nothing like paying your own and building the equity. So on the lender's side, he's getting the, like I said, the appraiser comes out. He's talking to the underwriter who's running all the paperwork and everything to make things smooth. I have to contact the title company to schedule settlement. Then they have to do a title check. There's so much going on with the home buying process. But like I said, it's an easy kind of serious thing, but well worth it. Well worth it. So in a brief rundown, that's the home buying process. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact me. Patricia Dinkins, Sampson Properties, telephone number 703-623-3476. Again, 703-623-3476. Okay, thank you so much. And hopefully we can get that house this spring. Oh, also, piggyback, the lender. If you find out that your credit score is not up to par, he can give you some pointers on how to bring your credit score up because we want to get you that house. Like I said, that's the best thing you could ever do is to be a homeowner. There's so many advantages. And probably the next video, I'll talk about the advantages of buying versus renting. So take care and hope to hear from you soon. Give me a call. Bye-bye.